Your girl has been she's been down. I was down bad. I actually dropped a video earlier today, so you guys can check that out with just a quick update on where I've been. And those of you who are on my community wall, I've been putting updates to kind of let you know how I have been doing. So your girl is getting there. So my elbow is out of the soft cast, but I still have to be really, really, really careful because any sudden movement and that pain goes right through my arm. So your girl has been recovering. Shout out to Kiona Cash in the building. Hi, Kiona. So yeah, so I'm about to drive to my nearest pole location, which is it's gonna be a short drive, a short drive. It's like 6 minutes away. But I want to see what's going on. Want to talk to some people out there and kind of see where people stand. And my question is, will America elect its first woman president? So we just have to wait and see. Shout out to Dee Phoenix in the building. All right, I see the blue hearts. Thank you so much. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Dee Phoenix said I voted. Awesome. I actually I had a conversation with a friend last night because he says, "Oh, I'm not voting." I'm like, pop the brakes. Excuse me, what do you mean you're not voting? You're not going to exercise your right to vote? And like many people, he kind of felt that his vote wouldn't count for anything. He was quoting Donald Trump, and I'm like, bruh, let me just school you real quick for a second, because I'm hearing a surprising number of Black men that are not supporting their Black queen. And we know that this is an issue, in a systemic issue in the Black community, with Black men not supporting Black women. But I'm like, listen, you got one person has a plan versus one person has a concept. What you going for? But I talked to him, and he called me a few hours later, and last night was like, listen, thank you so much for the conversation. I'm going to vote. I helped him find his voting location, so I'm so excited that my friend is going to vote. He's biracial, but he, identifies on paper as Black. Shout out to Shirley Small Smith. She said, I voted for Harris on Wednesday. Okay, Queen. I know that's right. And those of you who are in the bushes, thank you so much for joining the live. I have not been on my channel for about 2 weeks because of an injury. And on top of that, which it was my right arm that was injured, and although it wasn't broken, very painful, but I also had a lot of dental work, and so I have been recovering, and this is my dominant hand, and it's been really, really challenging. So I just got this car phone thingy where I've got the device up in the window, so this way I can actually go live, because I can't really hold my phone that well. Shout out to You Get Me. She said, I voted, but we hope you're feeling well enough Thursday for Nesto's court. Oh, you get me, baby. I will be there. Trust me, I will be there. That's one of the reasons why I took the time to recover, because my doctor is like, listen, you want to do YouTube or you want to heal? Because you can't do both at the same time. So I have been making sure that I am doing what the doctors told me to do, and taking, the meds that I'm supposed to take, so that I can heal expeditiously. But my camera bag is packed and ready. I've got some help. And so, yes, I will be covering Nesto. Don't y'all even worry about it. Your girl will be there to handle that business, and we'll be there on time. We'll be there early, as a matter of fact. So yeah, Ernest Williams is his trial is not officially starting yet, because they still have to address this motion to suppress the vehicle evidence, and so that's what I believe the court case is going to be about. I anticipate that it's going to be longer than 30.2 seconds. And that Nesta will be there. And so, yes, so don't worry about it. I got you guys covered. And awesome job, all of you guys who have voted. There's something interesting that I came across. There's a content creator by the name of, maybe Tabitha Speaks, I think. And she got a hold of some intelligence stating that from North Carolina to South Carolina to Georgia, these white supremacists apparently have a plan to come down from the North Carolina mountains into Georgia, into Cobb County, DeKalb County, all the counties surrounding Atlanta. and they want to start some KKK shenanigans. Is what I'm being told. Shout out to Lisa Glaze. She said, "Hey WD, I voted last night and will be wearing my Harris Wells T-shirt all day." Let me show you guys my T-shirt. Can you see this? It says the year of possibilities, baby. Okay, I'm wearing my blue T-shirt today. The year of possibilities, because it is absolutely possible for your vote to mean something. It's not possible, but it does mean something. It's also possible for us to make history yet again. I am an 80s baby, almost a 70s baby, but I'm an 80s baby. And so y'all could do the math and figure it out if y'all want to know how old I am. But yeah, and I could not have been born at a better time. Okay, because got to see the first black president installed, and now I believe we will be seeing the first woman president and the first black woman president installed. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie where Alfred Woodard played commander in chief. She played Madam President, but baby, I don't know who directed and wrote that movie and casted her for that role, but it was a foreshadowing of what I believe is to come. And so may the best candidate win. And I know who I'm voting for. I know who I believe is the best qualified candidate. Okay, if I had a business, I would not elect uh, a convicted felon as the CEO, or not CEO, but as the president of my company. Okay, if I was the CEO, I wouldn't elect a convicted felon as president. I wouldn't elect someone who's openly racist and proven to be a liar and poor business practices, lack of integrity, just want to make up his own rules, don't want to submit the documents he's supposed to submit and let us know about his finance. No, I can't do it. I want to take some of these black men out here and shake the out of them, because they are just regurgitating what they're hearing Donald Trump say rather than fact checking what he said. And my thing is, it's your right to vote. It's your right to choose whoever you feel you want to vote for, but do your homework is what I'm telling you. Don't just go by what somebody's saying. Do your homework. Shout out to Miss Boogie Down. She said, "Hey, WD, yes, I ain't scared of these folks. Come with it. Early voted and standing on business." I know that's right, baby. The wavy one is in the building. Said, "I'm voting for Kamala. I'm black and she's kind of black." She black enough. You know the rule. One drop of blood. It's the one drop rule. Not two drops, not three drops. It's the one drop rule. But apparently, I know I'm all over the place, but apparently, and I'll drop later on. I'll drop the link to that video. But the police are telling people to take it seriously. That they have intelligence out there to suggest that some of these supremacist groups are potentially looking to attack voting places. And listen, I'm from New York, okay, and I'm like Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of them, okay. I don't scare easily. I don't intimidate easily. I know where I live. And so I don't move and operate as if I don't know where I live. I know that I'm in the state of Georgia. I know that I live out in the country. Y'all gonna see as I drive, because I'm in my driveway right now. Y'all gonna see in a minute as I drive. There are a lot of Trump supporters around here. And my neighbors are very nice. I live in a mixed community. It's 50-50. It's 50% black, 50% white. A lot of the white people are moving out of here because there's too many of us in here. But everyone is very nice. But I'm very cognizant of where I live. However, I wish Africa would. Okay, that's really how I operate. I had a conversation with my mom, and she's like, "Just be careful." I said, "Mom, I hear you. Thank you for the warning." But if I need to go out at 9 or 10 o'clock at night to the gas station, I'm not gonna not go because I think somebody's coming with a KKK hood. I promised her that I would take Gigi with me, by my the bigger pit bull. Shout out to Olivia Only. She said, "Good morning. I voted for the first Madam President Kamala Harris." Baby, come on with it. Okay, I am filled with so much excitement on today. I really, really am. And I'm hoping that that God will speak to the hearts of the people and guide them in their vote, because this election is probably the most important election in a very long time. One of the things that I told my friend last night is that what I need him to understand is two things. Our ancestors fought, bled, and died for our right to vote. Exercise your right. Don't take it for granted. We took reproductive rights for granted, and we've lost them, right? There's nothing stopping these people from taking other rights. Affirmative action doesn't exist anymore. Project 2025 that Donald Trump wants to act like he's not aware of wants to take away Medicaid and Medicare, wants to change the educational system and make everything about choice, right? They've already taken away affirmative action. So now these colleges do not have to admit Black and brown people to their school. They don't have to. They can do whatever they want now, right? They can take away our rights to vote. They can take away our rights to own property. There's so many things that they can do. We never thought that we would lose something as important as the ability to choose what we do with our bodies, but we have, right? Make America great again. What does that mean? I had a dream about a week ago. And that dream, the significance of it was that the whole Make America Great Again thing was to take us back to a time where we would basically lose everything and have to put ourselves back into a situation where basically we become indentured servants for white people. We would not get hired for any jobs. We wouldn't be able to get an education. We would lose our property. They would take our homes and give them to, whoever they want to give them to, take our land, take our homes. And if you think that that is a myth, it's not, because it happened before. Had a great conversation with my mom, and she reminded me that, once slavery was abolished, President Lincoln did a lot. One of the things he did was made sure that Blacks had property. They were given political positions. They were given a lot of opportunities. But when Lincoln died and Andrew Jackson took over, he did away with all that. Our homes were taken from us. Think I'm overheated. Let me see what I missed. Some of you guys like, what happened? Hold on a second. Let me get back to your comments. The baby one said, okay, I'm ready. So, good morning. I voted for the first Madam President, Kamala Harris. Congratulations. Lisa Glaze says she keeps Smith and Wesson, a Desert Eagle, or whatever locked and loaded. Listen, Lisa Glaze, I'm gonna come stay with you because you got everything we need. Got everything that we need. Now, all right, let me see if I can make this work because my battery is low. And for whatever reason, when I'm charging it in this car, it causes my phone to overheat. So hang on 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm trying to do all this carefully. Very, very carefully. Okay, hang on. And then we're going to head out to the polling place. So let's see. So I was telling you guys to look up, when you get a chance, to check out Black Wall Street. Look it up. It's not far-fetched for us to lose our rights, lose our homes, our jobs. And I was telling you guys about my dream. So, this country was founded on slave labor. I mean, they're not founded, but it was built on slave labor. And so in order for there to be rich people, there have to be poor people. And unfortunately, it's the poor and the middle class that have to suffer. And so I talked some sense into my friend, and he decided that he was going to vote, and I'm really happy about that. Hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I can get to some of your comments. No, Lisa Glaze, the live. No, it's not your internet. It's not your internet at all. My phone overheated. So that's really all it was. The fin lemon live lookie. All right, so we're gonna head out, and I will talk as we drive. So that noise that you hear, that's actually my vehicle. I'm backing out of my driveway. My driveway is kind of long, and that's what this car does when I back up. It just lets everybody know. Move out the way, Wisdom's daughter's coming. So anyway, But I've had a number of interesting conversations with a number of black men, and the interesting thing is I was not able to find one who says, oh yeah, other than the one I talked to last night, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. What I saw and heard was a lot of Trump regurgitation and not their own thoughts, no research into his plan. I had to school some people on Project 2025 because I've actually read Project 2025. I've sent the link out if you guys want it. I can send it to you. But I'm trying to figure out, why is there such a lack of support in the black community with black men supporting this black woman? She's qualified. I would be highly offended. I am highly qualified in my line of work. Outside of having a PhD, I am probably as qualified as you can be in my line of work. I've been in my career field for about 10 years now professionally. I know my stuff. I'm a woman of integrity. Not perfect, don't have all the answers, but it's important to me that I do my best. I don't drop the ball, and failure is not an option. That's just kind of the mindset that I work with. And so you have someone like Kamala Harris, who's educated, who's been in politics for a very long time, who's a prosecutor, and Kamala Harris had 4 years and she let all this stuff happen. Sorry y'all. Sorry about the noise. Let me close my windows. Last time I checked, Kamala Harris, and I know I say her name wrong all the time, so don't come for me in the comments. I know I say her name wrong all the time. But Kamala Harris is not the president. And this is what I've told my black kings. She's not the president. You know what I asked my friend? Who's the vice president of Google? He couldn't tell me. He could tell me who the president is, though. Who's the vice president of Amazon? He could tell me who the CEO is. He could tell me can't tell me who the vice president is. I said the vice president does not have the power that you think they have. And I think a lot of people are trying to blame Kamala Harris for everything that has not happened in these last 4 years as if it's her fault. Number one, you can only do so much in 4 years, okay? And number two, the Republicans don't make it easy for Democrats to do any damn thing, okay? That's number two. And number three, she's not the president. This is what I told them. How can you guys put that on her? Oh, well, she let all these people into the country. Excuse me, she's not the commander-in-chief. She's supporting him. That's what she is supposed to do. But as the vice president, what kind of power do you really have? That's why there's a president. The vice president's role, honestly, is to kind of be in the know so that if the president were to no longer be able to serve as commander-in-chief, they can take over, right? Their job is not to be the president for them. That's the president's job. I said, I think it's very unfair to put that on her. Do your homework, do your research, right? You really think that this black woman is not going to take care of, okay, her people? And not just black people, but those in need. All people, regardless of the color of their skin, because this woman she's mixed with African American, Indian, white. She's got a lot of stuff mixed in there, but it doesn't matter. It's not about the color of her skin. It's about her being a woman of integrity and having a passion for what she does. She's not in it for the money. You're not going to ever find a perfect person. But I'm so tired of the ads and the mailers coming in. So I don't know if you guys can see, but basically if you look into the back window, you can kind of see where we are. So I told you I live in the country. I live in the country. You ain't going to see nothing but trees and farms out here. Here we go. That might be a better view. So yeah, there are Trump supporters out here. There's certain streets that I avoid when I can because it's too many Trump signs, and out here in the country, some of these back roads, you can holler and scream and nobody will hear you. So anyway, but so I'm not concerned about these white supremacists coming into Georgia thinking they're going to start some stuff, that doesn't scare me or deter me. I am cognizant of where I live all the time, not just because it's an election year. And so I'm very, very careful. This is an open carry state. And see, that's what Tabitha said. She said, listen, it's an open carry state. Exercise your right, okay? Exercise your right. And so, yeah, your girl is well protected. That's all I'm going to say. Let me just see, make sure I caught up with all of the comments. So I'm almost here at the voting place. I doubt that they're going to let me film while I'm in there. So I'm not going to end the live, but I am going to have to turn my camera off so that I might be able to talk to some people. And this is a very small voting place. I don't even know if there's going to be anybody in here, anybody that wants to talk to me. I'm going to try. I would have loved to been able to go to the polling place that I went to last year in the city. Well, not in the city, but in the town square of where I live, because there will be a lot more people there. But we shall see. Oh, I'll see the sheriff. We shall see. This is really, really small. Okay, so where? Hold on a second, y'all. Let me see where I'm gonna park, because all I see is handicap spaces right now. Let me see. I see a girl with green and yellow hair. Okay then. See, this is what I be talking about. I don't know if y'all can see her with the green and yellow hair, but she don't look like me. I'm just gonna say that. So I'm going to see if I can get anybody to talk to me while I'm in there, and we'll see what happens. Shout out to Peppermint Patty. She said exactly what I said. Miss Harris is the vice president. Don't put things on her she had no control of. Oh yes, I'm familiar with Tabitha TikTok. She's very informative. Yes, she's a new YouTube channel that I found recently, and I like her channel, and I like her content. She don't play around. She's straight to the point. Straight to the point. And she was like, y'all need to be careful. Exercise your right. Not last year, 4 years ago, when I voted, there was a line wrapped around the parking lot, and the parking lot was about maybe 30 times the size of the space that I'm in. This is a very, very small space, so I'm imagining there's not going to be a whole lot of people inside. And I'm not getting the kind of vibe that I want to get. So if I don't get any interviews here, because that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to just kind of see where people are at, see if anybody will talk to me. And maybe I will attempt to go to the other, because they changed my my voting location. And the early voting locations were like these spots kind of all over the place. Obviously that's done. But I wanted to try to catch some people that might have been out here. So we shall see what happens. Yeah, this is a church. This is where I'm at. So we will see. Anthony says, can I ask you something, please? Absolutely. Why, Kamala? I would be happy to answer that question. Integrity. Okay. Qualified. Okay. One of the things that I've said is that when I look at who I'm going to vote for, I'm looking at the presidency as like a job interview, right? If I had a company and I needed to elect I'm the CEO and I needed to elect a president of my company, right? The same qualifications that I will put on hiring somebody for my company is the same qualifications that I'm looking for in a presidential candidate. I want somebody that has experience. I want someone that has passion. I want someone whose motive and heart is in the right place. I want someone who's a person of integrity. Kamala Harris, for the most part, follows the rules. And what I mean is that there are things that have been put into place for a reason, right? Versus her opposition, Donald Trump, not only does he not follow the rules, but he just does whatever he wants, and that's dangerous. Imagine kids in school. Imagine if there were no, if you had one kid at the school who never followed the rules, did whatever the hell he wanted to do. He got up from the classroom, he just, oh, I'm going to the bathroom, or didn't even say where he was going, he just left. Imagine if he doesn't like someone, so I'm just gonna beat them up. I'm all over the place, right? I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want to do. Imagine a country where there are no laws. Have you ever seen the movie Purge? The movie series Purge, where one day a year, basically there are no laws and people can do whatever the hell they want. It was madness and mayhem. It was murder. It was grape. It was horrible. That is the type of person who is running against Kamala Harris. Someone who thinks that as the president, he can do whatever he wants to do. There's no checks and balances. Kamala Harris doesn't mind the checks and balances, right? If you don't have anything to hide and your heart is in the right place, then you don't mind the checks and balances. She's transparent. I already talked about the fact that she's qualified. She knows government. She knows law, okay? Knowing business is not a prerequisite or a qualifying skill for the presidency, right? Because this is not a business. You could look at it like a business, maybe, but that's kind of one of those, how can you call them? Something that's the only thing that Donald Trump can leverage. And that's the only reason why people took him seriously, because of The Apprentice, a reality TV show. I need somebody that knows what they're doing. I need someone that can speak. I need someone that is articulate. Someone, again, that understands basic government principles. Someone that doesn't mind being held to the fire. Someone who's accountable. Again, I talked about integrity. Someone who really has a heart and a passion for this and wants to help, right? Ask yourself, what is Donald Trump's motivation for wanting to be the president? Do you really think this man wants to help people? Or does he really want to help his pockets? You know, he figured out how profitable being a president could potentially be for him, and did very well as president. And he got a taste of it, and it tasted good, and it's like an addiction. So he wants a little bit more before he's too old. So when you ask me why Kamala, because I'm not going to vote for a convicted felon. I'm just not going to do it. I wouldn't vote for a convicted felon. I mean, I wouldn't hire a convicted felon in my company. Why would I vote for one? He loves his country, as everyone should, but that's not enough. I love my country too. Kamala Harris loves her country, right? But that's not a reason to vote for somebody, because just because you love your country doesn't mean you can run the country. Anthony Emore, and if I'm mispronouncing your name, my apologies. Could you run this country? Would you trust yourself running this country? Right? I'm good at what I do. I work in disaster preparedness. Does that mean that I can run the country? I'm educated. I have degrees. I love my country. Does that mean I can run this country? No, I can be honest enough to say no. I can do a lot of things, but be president of the United States? No, thank you. I'm not interested. I got enough gray hair as it is running my YouTube channel. So that's why, Ryan Doe said her country is India. Well, I'm African American, which means that technically by roots, I'm from the continent of Africa, and more specifically from Cameroon. But I live in this country, okay? I've never even been to Cameroon, but I live in this country. So what does that mean? Loving your country is not a prerequisite. Ratio, it's okay. Diva, I don't mind other streams of thought, right? I debate with people all the time. Healthy debate, not arguments. They say their piece, I say my piece. And sometimes we agree on other things that we didn't think we would agree, and sometimes we agree to disagree. It's okay, as long as they're not being disrespectful. He was asking a very legitimate question. Ryan Doe said, I wouldn't trust a big girl to run a marathon. What does that have to do with being president, Ryan Doe? I wouldn't trust a big girl to run a marathon. I need to send you some videos of some big girls doing gymnastics, doing stuff that I could never do. I can't do splits. I can't do a cartwheel. Okay, forget about a backflip. I can't do a cartwheel. A person being heavier than other people doesn't necessarily limit their abilities. So please don't do that. I don't know how we turn this conversation from political to about bodies. All right. But I'm going to tell you something. And being skinny doesn't equate to health. Okay. There's a lot of skinny women out here who are very unhealthy. They're I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong. So let me just say they suffer from malnutrition, right? Malnourished. There's the word I'm looking for. Malnourished and everything else. So we're not going to do that. But anyway, this woman can't be trusted. How do you know? Do you know her? What has she done to make you think that she can't be trusted? What has Donald Trump done to make you feel that he can be trusted? The man is a convicted for 34 felony counts. He is a liar. He is caught lying. Why do you think he didn't want to show his financial statements when he was president the first time? He obviously has something to hide. This man has openly said that, you know, because he's a celebrity, he can touch women and get women to do whatever he wants them to do, you know, and have the nerve to say, yeah, they like it because I'm a celebrity. Yeah, I grab women by the pussycat. And that's okay. That's not okay. Ryan, do you have a niece? You have a little sister? A goddaughter? Would you trust Donald Trump alone in a room with your niece or your goddaughter or your sister? Because I wouldn't. This man has said he don't give a damn about the poor, about unions. He just wants to vote. He said that. And on Halloween, out in Pennsylvania, they had a float, because they do a Halloween parade. They had a float with someone dressed as Donald Trump and someone dressed as Morris. Donald Trump was standing on the float with the Secret Service agent, again, this is in costume, with a sniper setup. Okay, they had a little box with the, AR-15 rifle set up. Okay, and walking behind the float was the person dressed as Kamala Harris in chains, walking behind Donald Trump. You think that's appropriate? Why do you think that the town of Pennsylvania, listen to me. I didn't have my coffee yet, y'all. Forgive me. I don't know the name of the city in Pennsylvania. I don't know the name of the city. I would have to look it up, and I can't do that right now. Why do you think this town in Pennsylvania would allow that to go forth? Now, after the fact, some people have said, yeah, it was distasteful, but you know, it was for the kids and it's over now. Why do you think that they will be okay with doing that? I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's something that will make Donald Trump happy. Because Donald Trump would have no issue. You haven't heard him say one peep or speak out and say, hey, listen, that wasn't cool. You know why they did that? Because that's Donald Trump's plan. Because he wants all people that don't look like him to be back in chains, walking behind him. That's how you make America great again. Right? Because certain ethnicities, certain people, certain races, we're getting a little bit too much. We got houses, we have land, there are black billionaires. No, this is too much. We have to do something about this. Got to do something about this. They did that because they're taking their cues from the president, who is very disrespectful, very creepy. He knew he couldn't pull that with Kamala Harris. which is why he decided not to debate her a second time. Because the man can barely form two coherent sentences. Because the man talks like he has a third grade education. Sorry to the third graders out there. I was quite articulate in the third grade. So why Kamala? Because I want somebody educated. I want somebody who actually knows what they're doing. I want someone who has a plan. I get paid to write and test disaster plans. That's what I do for a living. So I know all about planning. And I know you can put a plan on paper and it can look really pretty and really good until you test it out and see if it actually works. But you can't test what you don't have, right? I need someone that has a plan and understands something. There's a lot more that Kamala Harris wants to do. She can't show all of her cards. She can't put her whole hand out there in terms of what she's planning to do. But what I've heard so far sounds good. You know, if I decide I want to expand my family, that's $6,000 family credit. I'll take that. Or family stipend, whatever it is. You know, making sure that not only the women, but the fathers, the dads can also get maternity leave, or I would say paternity leave. Sure that first-time home buyers, you know, a plan that would give them $25,000 towards a down payment. Hey, that sounds great to me. Business owners or people who want to start a business, 50 grand that they don't have to pay back to get their business started. That sounds good to me. You're not going to fix this country in 4 years. You're not. It's never going to be perfect as long as people live in this country, because people are flawed and they're not perfect. But there's a lot wrong that needs to be set right. Right? Equal opportunity. Well, they kind of gotten rid of EEO. I don't think, you know, I think they're doing away with that, or trying to anyway. So, you know, companies won't have to necessarily, you know, hire people of color, or, you know, people of certain religious or gender backgrounds, right? So if I'm a company and all I want to do is, you know, hire black people, I can get away with that. You know, if I run a company and all I want to do is hire Puerto Rican, all I want to do is hire white people, I can get away with that. You know, EO makes that illegal, that you have to have a diversified workforce, and that's a good thing. All right, let me get off of this and see what else y'all talking about. I like having conversations about this because, and I like hearing what other people say. And, you know, he may not agree with what I've said, or something that I said may resonate. You know, I'm not saying vote for Kamala Harris just because she's black. But can I tell you something? If Kamala was Puerto Rican, all these Puerto Ricans in this country and in Puerto Rico, which, because Donald Trump doesn't understand that Puerto Rico is not a country. It's a part of the United States, okay? Commonwealth, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's not the continental United States, but it is a part of the United States, Donald Trump. But every Puerto Rican would vote for her just because she's Puerto Rican. Jews do the same thing. Chinese, all the Chinese people in this country, all the Mexican people in this country would vote just because they are the same race. The black community is the only ethnicity that will say, well, I'm not going to vote for her just because she's black. Why not? Everybody else does it. She's not a criminal. You know, as far as I'm concerned, she's pretty clean. She's pretty squeaky clean. I'm just saying, why do we feel the need to have to justify? We should be able to say, yeah, you know, she's black, I'm voting for her. Every other race does it. It's only the black community that don't support our own. Okay, but I'm not going to get into that right now. That goes back to slavery days and us being brainwashed and turned against each other. Okay? You will never hear a Jew say, I'm not going to vote for him just because he's Jewish. You'll never hear a Puerto Rican person say that. You'll never hear an Italian. Italian people are very proud. Like many other cultures. Okay, just us. Wow, I know you're going out like the cat lady. I don't know who the cat lady is, baby. if you want to elaborate on who the cat lady is, I don't know who the cat lady is. Anthony calling the country a garbage can and third world is insulting. Yeah, and that's what, I don't know if either it was Donald Trump or someone he hired, this comedian or whatever, at one of his rallies, you know, calling Haiti and some other predominantly black and brown countries and areas garbage can. That's unprofessional. How about that? How about Kamala Harris is a professional? How about that? I need a professional in the presidency. I don't need someone who's a loose cannon. I don't need someone who's going to embarrass me. You know, I don't need someone who's going to just make up the rules as they go because it's convenient. I have to be able to trust you. I'm a citizen of this country. I have to be able to trust you. I don't trust Donald Trump. Period. And I won't. Because he's showed me enough already. All right, I'm going to skip over some of these mean comments. I'm sorry, no man wants to put their hands on you. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about in here. But anyway, Ryan and Anthony, I appreciate your comments. I don't necessarily agree. But, you know, I think voice is powerful. Right? I think voice is very powerful. I don't agree with everything that my friends do. I don't know Ryan. I don't know Anthony, but I appreciate your comments. I appreciate the engagement. You have a right to your personal opinion. That's your right. You have a right to vote for whoever you want to. That's your right. And I thank God that I have the right to do the same. And I'm going to elect someone who's going to protect those rights and not take them away. Because if you think it's not possible for this country to become a country where black and brown people can't vote, black and brown people can't own property, black and brown people can only hold black jobs, I don't know what a black job is. I know the line of work that I work in is a predominantly white field. And I've held a director position in my field. And I'm one of very few in this country. Because when I go speak all over the United States, I'm speaking to thousands of people. And I can count the number of people who look like me on one hand. Okay? I don't know what a black job is. Because money is green and we all need it. We all spend it. We all save it. Or try to anyway. So, Ryan said, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. I'm an open-minded person. The Roman, what are you doing in here? You best be on a break because you're supposed to be, well, you know where you're supposed to be. They're just gonna do more tax or make extra costs. I appreciate the love, the Roman. Don't get yourself in trouble though. Wherever you're supposed to be, whatever you're supposed to be doing, please go do that. That's my son, y'all. He must have seen that I was live and wants to support his mama. He's unless, wait a minute, I thought he was supposed to be in school, but maybe it's a holiday for them because it's election day. I don't know, but anyway. But even so, if it's a day off, go study. Anthony Enmore said, where are you from? So Anthony, I am originally from New York City, born and raised in New York. Half of my childhood was spent in Long Island, and then the rest of my childhood, teenagehood, so forth was spent in New York City. Okay, so that's where I grew up. I am a spoiled Manhattanite. I live in Georgia now, and I love Georgia. I don't miss New York at all, not really, other than to go back for vacations. I love living in Georgia, but I am a New Yorker at heart. And New Yorkers have a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain kind of attitude. And in the wrong person, it can be seen as conceit. It can be seen as, nose in the air. I'm an open-minded person. I'm a very strong person, very strong in what I believe, but I'm also respectful. And I um, learned growing up how to operate in a variety of circles. And so I can be in a room full of white people and be perfectly comfortable. I can be in a room full of black people from the street called ghetto, and I'll call her back. Um, so I've learned the value of diversity, diverse opinions, diverse thoughts. I love talking to people who think differently from me. And this is going to sound crazy. Because someone asked me, why do you hate Trump so much? I said, I don't hate the man. I don't know him personally. And one thing I know is that a person is never 100% on camera. I mean, a person is never 100% in their private life the way they are in their public life, right? And so I don't know him personally. I can only judge based upon what I've seen, what I've heard, what he's actually said. And so I don't hate the man. I don't agree with what he does and how he does it, right? I don't like a lot of the things that he said, but I don't hate the man. Um, I find his style and how he does things comical. It's hilarious, but it's not funny when this person is running the country. It was funny on The Apprentice, right? I loved him on The Apprentice because that's a reality show. It's not real to me. It's scripted. But running this country is a very real thing because I have to drive up and down these streets. And if I get pulled over by a police officer, is he going to be intimidated by the color of my skin? Is he going to mistreat me or try to violate my rights because he thinks I don't know my rights? And because I'm afraid of being shot, I'm going to comply. Am I going to have to be subjected to dealing with police officers who think they're above the law? That's a problem in this country, primarily for black men, but it's a problem for all people because I watched a video yesterday of a young white man who was pulled over. It was him and a tractor trailer pulled over, and he panicked and he got out of his vehicle. Now he had his hands up, but he had his wallet in one of his hands. And as soon as he got out of his vehicle, his hands were up. But as soon as he got out of the vehicle, they shot him like 3 times. And at first I thought he was defecating on himself. And then I realized that wherever one of the bullets entered, it came out of his backside. And you've got the cop who shot him panicking and cussing and carrying on because he know he done effed up. They didn't offer this man any help. He was no threat. He's on the floor hollering and screaming, and they're telling him now he's not moving at all because he probably done passed out from the shock. And they're telling him, don't move, don't move. He done passed out. What do you mean don't move? Before you know it, 6, 7 cops standing around him. Nobody offers him any medical attention. So for those of you who think that this is only happening to black people, that's not true. It's not only happening to immigrants, illegal immigrants. It's happening to all people. And that's one of the things that Donald Trump said he wanted. He wanted to ensure that the police have 100% immunity, which means they be able to do whatever they want. That means that they pull over Anthony, I'm going to assume that I'm just using you as an example, okay? I'm going to assume that you're a straight male. Anthony, they pull over your girlfriend. Your girlfriend just happens to be, driving home late from work, and you're at home and you don't cook the nice dinner waiting for her to come home. And she gets pulled over by a police officer, and the police officer sees how beautiful she is. She's dressed real sexy. Her legs are showing. And he decides to pull her out of her vehicle into the back of his vehicle and have his way with her. He could get away with that because he has immunity. The police already believe that they are above the law with the little bit of power that they have. Can you imagine if they had immunity and they could do whatever they want and get away with it? There are some things that Donald Trump has proposed that are very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Again, I've said it. There are some rules and policies and things in place for our protection. Just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should. So that's where I'm at. All right. I missed a lot of comments. So let me see. So it's just about black. No, of course it's not just about black people. It's not just black people in this country. Black people represent 13%. The challenge is that a lot of these systemic issues that we have in this country is with the lack of equality for people who are of a certain color. So, but it's not just about black people. It's about everybody. Because guess what? It's not just black people on welfare. It's not just black people on Medicaid. It's not just black people getting their education. So yeah, I don't know what I said that made you think that it's just about black people, but absolutely not. No. Shout out to Shay B. Shay B is in the building. I see Queen T say the facts. Compound YouTube said actually Trump is the criminal. He sure is. Of his own fault. Okay, I feel that we should worry about policy instead of race. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you, the Roman. Anthony says my head hot something. I'm not sure what you wrote, darling. I can't see what you wrote because it got cut off. It's so hypocritical because they hold us to a higher standard. You know what, Queen T? We hold ourselves to a higher standard. It's not them. It's not they. It's not. I'm going to tell you why. Because those people who are really racist, those people who do have a problem with people that don't look like them, and understand something. When I say those people who are racist, I'm not just talking about white people. You have black people who have an issue with people who don't look like them. You have Chinese people who have an issue with people who don't look like them. So when I say people, I literally mean that, right? And so you have people out there who still are of the belief system that people of color are inferior, that we are not capable of thinking the same, that we don't have the same brain capacity and all these things. And so they're not holding us to a higher standard. They're not holding us to any standard, because there are still many people out there who believe that that certain races are lazy, complain too much, need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. The problem is, think about a game as complicated as Monopoly, right? If you've never played Monopoly before, and now you're playing the game of Monopoly, but nobody has told you the rules. So you don't know the rules of the game, and everyone else gets the $200 at the start of the game. No, it's not $200. How much do you get? $1,500. Everybody gets $1,500 at the start of the game so they can start buying properties when they land on them. But imagine if not only were you not told the rules, but you didn't get the $1,500. So you're already having to work 2 and 3 times as hard because you're at a disadvantage. That's the issue with the black community, because we have been at a disadvantage because of how we started, right? Many of us started in this country coming on slave ships. I'm not talking about those that are living today, obviously not, but you understand what I'm saying. And so the black community has been at a disadvantage for so long because it's taken us so long to get the same equal rights, and it's still not equal yet. The reason why I say that it's us that has put that standard on ourselves is because we feel, and we've been made to feel, that we have to work 2 and 3 times as hard to prove ourselves, right? I've experienced that personally. I'm not going to go into things that have happened at work. I don't want to bore you guys, but I've actually experienced that personally, where you have someone who looks a certain way, who doesn't do any work, literally doesn't do anything, and yet they get raises and promoted. And here I am, literally busting my ass. I mean, putting a good quality work because I care about the work that I do, and can't get ahead, or have to leave the company in order to get ahead. You know, it's a lot. And the reason why we feel that we have to work 2 and 3 times as hard to be as good is because we have to prove and we have to teach and educate and show them how good we are. President Obama made the job look easy. So easy that, I don't mean to be disrespectful, this is just my opinion, that a clown like Donald Trump could think that he could be president of the United States. Do you know about World War I and World War II? And if World War III happened, we'd all done the world. I hope you know what you're really voting for. I do. And I'm going to vote for the person that I trust is not going to lose his mind or their mind one day and type in those codes. Donald Trump is a loose cannon, baby. Okay? He's unpredictable. His own people have said he's unpredictable and he doesn't listen. Okay? He's also getting up there in age. All right? And let's just face it. You listen, I'm in my 40s and I gotta think real hard about the first thing I did this morning. Like you get forgetful. So, but my my point is, he's not mentally stable. He's proven that he's not mentally stable many times. People see what they want to see, right? But I'm not blind. I've been told I have selective hearing. I hear what I want to hear. so when I want to, I hear very well. But anyway, and so yeah, I want to make sure that there's someone of sound mind that's not going to lose their mind one day. The things that Donald Trump has said and spoken, they frighten me. Okay, the fact that he's now saying that he should have never given up the presidency. What do you mean? What he's saying is that I should have never transferred power. You have to transfer. When your time is up, it's up. You got to go. That's it. You know, when your 4 years are done and you don't get reelected, you can't just decide, well, Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not leaving. This is not a movie. This is not the Wolf of Wall Street. You got to go. You know, and so he wishes that he, was still the president and now he wouldn't have to fight and be going through all this and he can just stay the president until he dies. He wants what Putin has. He would love for this country to run like Russia. And if that's what you like and that's what you want, carry your ass to Russia. And when Putin dies, you can take over for him. I appreciate you listening to me. No problem. And I appreciate you listening to my back and forth as well, because I know you don't agree with everything that I'm saying. But again, it's important for people to learn how to converse with people with a of opinion, because I don't have any ill feelings towards you because you think differently from me. I like the conversation. I think it makes it interesting. Minions is a movie that I like to watch from time to time, but I don't keep minions in my life. I don't surround myself with people who are yes people and just agree with everything that I say. I need, to be able to challenge, because here's the thing. Sometimes people don't even know what they believe, or they don't know how to articulate what they believe. You don't really know what you believe and how to express your beliefs until you're having to explain what you believe and why to someone else who thinks different. It's healthy. I'm from America. I love my country. We are the best. We are the best. I truly believe that. I truly believe that we are the best. And, we have a lot of growing to do. We have a lot of improvements. Okay. One of the things in my line of work is that just because I write a good plan doesn't mean it's a perfect plan, right? And as time goes on, we realize we need to update the plan. We need to improve. There's some things that we can do better. And so we should never get to a point where we stop improving. We should never get to a point where we say, okay, we've made it. We're perfect. It's great. This is an opportunity to make some improvements. And what I'm going to tell you is this. We've never had a woman president. You don't know what that would be like. But a woman president is not going to do any worse than anybody else has ever done. I can tell you that. But what I will say is that if you keep doing things the same way, nothing is going to change, right? If you want something different, you got to do something different. right? If you want something better, you got to take a leap of faith. And for some people, Kamala Harris is that leap of faith. And that's what it is. We've already seen what Donald Trump can do. Give Kamala Harris a chance. Let her show you what she can do. She might surprise you. You never know. Thanks. I just voted blue all the way. Shay Bay is in the building. We were fortunate enough to have Kamala come to our neighborhood last weekend to acknowledge the small businesses in Pontiac. That is awesome. I have not met her. I have been in close proximity to her on a number of occasions, again, because of my line of work and where I work, but I haven't had a chance to shake the woman's hand. But I think that's awesome. Anthony says, oh, okay, New York, I am, okay, but I live in Georgia. Awesome. And then Anthony says, oh my God, come on, are you kidding? Yeah, I am originally from New York, but I live in Georgia now. I got Nubian Queen in the building. Yes, Queen, yes. Jay Bennett said police can't violate constitutional or civil rights. Jay Bennett, they can, and they absolutely do. And the only reason why we know that is because of the body cameras that they are now required to wear. And because of the phone cameras that exist, right? I'm on a phone right now live on YouTube because of technology. And if something happened here in this parking lot, I can record it, right? So you guys can see from my vantage point what happened and not just what the police said happened. Because one thing that I know, coming from a healthcare background, is that when mistakes are made and the stakes are high, people lie. They try to cover it up, okay? I have seen that in numerous hospitals that I've worked for when major errors have been made and they have tried to cover it up. All right. I wasn't in a position to do anything. I was just in a position to see what was going on. And I was like, wow. And I was like, I wouldn't be a patient here. But the thing is, police violate constitutional rights all the time. And one of the reasons why it happens is because they don't necessarily know constitutional rights. If you go on TikTok and just type in police, you're going to get a ton of videos that come up that show you. One guy in particular, his whole channel is about interacting with police to see how much they know and they don't know. So he kind of like, pokes the bear a little bit to see what they're going to do. And one lieutenant could not tell him what the Fourth Amendment was or the Fifth Amendment. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know all the amendments. I am not a political guru. I'm not. I have I have a mama who loves politics. And so I get pulled into things. I'm an arts person, okay? I like, opera and going out to restaurants and eating good food and musical concerts and going to sipping paints. I like stuff like that. I'm not really into politics that much. It's just I recognize how important it is. But unfortunately, as I said, I think because lack of knowledge, and there's actually a scripture in the Bible that says that for, lack of knowledge, my people perish. And literally that is what has happened. And so they're not necessarily as versed. And then some of them don't care. They sorry, y'all, I didn't realize my blinkers were on. Some police officers, they allow their feelings to get the best of them and they lead with their emotions. And so I don't like how you're talking to me right now and you're sounding like you think you know more than me and I'm the police officer and I got the badge, so you say one more thing and I'm gonna blow your face off. I've heard officers actually say that and have done it. So it's a sad truth. If you feel different, that's your opinion. But there is evidence out there all over social media that says different. Greetings to Shauna Boyd. June's Poetry. Yes, I'm back, darling. I'm back, King. I have been recovering, but I'm so glad to be back. And what better day to come back. It was important that I recover as much as I can. Not 100%, but I'm getting there. Can you violate constitutional rights with immunity? Well, if they have immunity, yeah, they can violate constitutional rights, but they just won't get in trouble for it. right? So if I have immunity, that means that I can do whatever I want under the conditions of my immunity, and I'm just not going to get in trouble. So I can do it, I just won't get in trouble for it. So police officers could use excessive force and they just won't go to jail for it. They won't lose their pension for it. They won't be put on administrative duty for it. Jay Bennett says the soft bigotry of low expectations, the liberal playbook. Okay. I mean, that, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it, of course. Rosa Pridey said she doesn't laugh a lot. I hope everyone has voted today. Shout out to Diva314. Anthony said, I love seeing another of black people voting for Trump. There are a number of black people voting for Trump. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Anthony, I don't understand it. Because he wants the black vote to help him into office, not because he really wants to help black people. But I think people look at Donald Trump as a rags to riches story. I think that they have, just think about it like this. Donald Trump's whole argument, his whole debate has been trying to tear down President Biden when he was running, and now Kamala Harris trying to discredit through lies and everything else. There are stations out there that fact check what Donald Trump has said, and I love reading those because it gives insight to what's really going on, because I know the man lies. And so a lot of the times they figure, well, Donald Trump said, the sky is falling, and there are sinkholes everywhere, so we're just gonna go with that. It sounds good, rather than actually doing their research. Donald Trump needs the black vote, because without the black vote, he can't win this election. And what's interesting to me is that up until now, before he was running for president, see, the first time he ran, he didn't really give a good goddamn about the black vote. But he learned, in the last time that he ran, how important it is for the black vote. So black people are often made to feel insignificant, inferior, unimportant, less than, lower than, good for nothing, lazy, until those in power, which primarily are white males, need us for something. Then we're important. Shouldn't be that way. Nesto's Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame said, hey girl, I'm in the clouds. It's good to see you. Are you back full time now? Missed you. Oh, excuse me. That cough would suggest otherwise, right? Hold on one second, y'all. Straw's too short. Yes, madame, I am back. I have been waiting the full 2 weeks of recovery, trying to do what my doctor said do, and lay my behind down and stop doing so much, because you don't realize how much you use both your arms until you only have one. And my doctor was concerned because although I didn't have any broken bones, he says if you keep using the arm, or you knock the arm, it could actually cause a fracture. And so as much as I hate wearing the soft cast and the compression garment because it's itchy and everything else, I was doing what I was supposed to do. And I'm just trying to follow doctor's orders because I want to heal as quickly as possible. It's still probably going to take me anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks at least to be fully healed, because I still have bruising and inflammation down in the joint and in the bone, but I'm hanging in there. But yes girl, I'm back. Remember that Trump's position is immunity for that type of police conduct. This is the violation of a suspect's or detained person's constitutional rights. I am always leery of anybody that shies away from transparency, because it makes me feel like you have something to hide. What are you hiding? I'm always leery of someone who wants to break all the rules. There are always exceptions to the rules. Rules are not necessarily meant to be broken, but I think they can be bent. But I'm leery of someone who doesn't want to follow any rules. like a spoiled child. I want it my way, you know, um, because that's a dangerous place to be. We are human beings. We are flawed, right? We get upset. We get petty. We get vindictive. We want revenge. We get a big head. We get a taste of power and don't know what to do with it. And if you don't have something to rein all that in, that's a very, very dangerous position to be in. And to have someone like that as a president, just not a smart, just not a smart idea. So, all right, y'all. So it is 11:29. I'm gonna go inside. Like I said, I can't have the cameras on. I don't know who's in there, and I have to, get permission before I put anybody on camera. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not gonna end the live. I'm just going to come off camera for a second, and you guys stay with me. Or if you have to go, you'll see the notification when I come back. But stay with me. I don't think I'm gonna be in there too long. And like I said, looking around and who's in this parking lot, I don't think I want to be here too long because I feel like I am intruding. But anyway, stay with me. Definitely stay with me. Give me a few moments, and I'll be right back. So hold on one second. Still learning how to use this device here. All right, so let me see. All right, so trying to see how I can just turn off the camera for a second. What does this do? Well, that's highlight. Never mind. Hold on one second, guys. Y'all can see I'm not live on my phone very often. I am not an expert. Okay. So I'm going to mute for just a second, and I'll be back in a bit, okay? Let me figure this thing on out. Let me actually do a battery check. Okay, so I'll tell you what. The vegan athlete said, why not vote for Cornel West? Well, I'd have to do my research on Cornel West. Why should I vote for Cornel West? I'm not as familiar. So I would need to phone a friend on that. So yeah, if you can put into the chat some reasons why I should vote for Cornel West. And those of you who are Trump supporters, don't be shy. It's okay. I am not what's the one I'm looking for? I'm not trying necessarily to convince anybody any more than anybody's going to convince me. So if you support Donald Trump, talk about why. Talk about why you support Donald Trump. And that's okay. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, because I have 5 or 7% battery, and I know that it's going to die. So in just a few moments, I'm gonna end this live. I will be back with you. I'll let you know who I spoke to inside. If I was able to get anybody on camera. Hang on. Excuse me. If I was able to get anybody on camera. But I am going to be covering the election. And so I'll be streaming live. I'll be on Bad Girls Talk, which is my other channel. So let me see if I can put that information in the chat. June's Poetry, if you're still on, if you can just put Bad Girls Talk in the chat so people know how to find my other channel. Join me on Bad Girls Talk later on today. And so I'll be once the polls start closing, at least on the East Coast, I'll be live. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the numbers and what we see and things like that. It'll be exciting. We haven't done this for a while. Those of you who are new to my channel, I welcome you to come back and have additional conversations with me. I'm trying to see if I can put a comment in the chat, and I told you guys that I'm not used to doing all of this. So let me see if I can't do it. All right. So yeah, my battery is definitely going to die, and I don't want it to die before I say a proper goodbye. Okay. So the vegan athlete said Cornell West, he's an independent black activist. Okay. Well, so I participated. Thank you so much. Anthony says he'll be back. All right, Anthony, I'll definitely check you out later, or you come back and check me later. So yeah, I'll definitely do some research and on Cornell West and see what's going on with him. But I am running out of battery, guys. So make sure you come back later. Check me out on my other channel on Bad Girls Talk. That's where I will be covering the election live. It was really awesome talking to all of you, all of the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.